Hello, my name is Dmytro. I accidentally here because I was in Europe, but live in Europe. So I want to talk about fork of Ethereum as it have different consensus mechanism. Right now, we can envision Ethereum as, let's say, we are in Kyiv right now, and we have a plane that is going to, let's say, New York. And how we can expand this? We can add some chairs, so we can change the plane. But what if we need some other property for different applications? Like an example, I spoke with Vladimir Panchenko, who are sponsoring this event. I think one of the main sponsor about like the market. And there are applications that is on the infrastructure levels, but there will be a lot more applications that will be on the, let's say, business layer. And a lot of people trying to start and doing instead of business, they started to do like fork by themselves, or started to do their own blockchain, and not focusing on the business, but rather on the like business plus infrastructure. So this project is about fork of Ethereum with proof of authority consensus. So it means that all of the validators of this blockchain, they will be a US public notary. And this means that all of them will be in the same legal space. If you know like Steam blockchain or fork of the Steam like Golos, they have kind of like deposit mechanism for consensus. So it means that there are like finite number of validators who you trust. And the speed of that blockchain is more quicker compared to main Ethereum network. So the idea here is to build open public permission network based at the top of the Ethereum protocol. And first implementation will be based on the validators who has like active commission license, and you can verify this commission because by the US law, they cannot lie, because when they like receive their license, they have, they need to say where they live. And this is a public information that you can verify out of the chains. In the Steam, how it's initiated, it's people, and then you have like voting mechanism. So this type of the blockchain is targeted more for some business application when you do not achieve a lot on the Ethereum. Still, it's compliant with Ethereum protocol, but it will be quicker, and it will be start of what we say attack of the clones. So the idea is to facilitate other people to not working deeply to create other fork of Ethereum, but rather reuse this type. An example, we have some application from the music industry. They want fork of Ethereum, but the owner only want to have ability to create smart contract. But other people can change the coin, all of the stuff. And it means that instead of having one plane from the Kyiv to New York, there will be different type of the plane. So it's more how to create aviation industry. So that right now we see that there are singularization of the market. Instead of creating something based on infrastructure layer, people trying to recreate new market. The same happened in past in gaming industry. We have like VR market in Steam, then we have like Whiteboard, then we have like Oculus Store, and there is no connection between them. So the idea is that this will be like the first network based on the proof of authority, so that also beside this, there will be several dApps inside the network, the same like in Steam. And in the future, there can be a situation when you need your, let's say, it's not about the private blockchain also, it's about public blockchains. When you need some validators, you may come to the market and you will have market of the trusted authority, and you have some incentive inside your private blockchain or your semi-private permission blockchain. And then you can offer them, let's be my validator in my new network. And they will trade, okay, what will be the cost of your coins and so on. And this will create, let's say, several like forks, but they will be compliant with Ethereum protocol. It means that dApps that run on the main Ethereum network can be run on the Oracle networks. And what we have also set of the management dApps. So one is like ceremony apps. It means it's initiation of the network. So that master of the ceremony generate like private keys to the first validators, distribute them, then validator change this case. And then the governance is that validators can run voting. Validators can run voting so that they can vote against some of the validators, or they can introduce or change validators. An example, if some of the notary license was withdrawn, then there can be a case that we need to validate them through different other mechanisms. And in the future, we foresee that this mechanism can be like proof of the phone, proof of the GitHub, or proof of the physical address, or proof of the bank accounts. So with the proof of identity dApp, it's more about we have a bank account of the user, or that is specifically for US market. And we have some API that we can validate user account. So it means that in the same way as Keybase doing this, there will be implementation for this proof, different type of the proof. So proof of the phone is also how to connect like your phone numbers. It's to create different data points for the validators. And other case, when some of the people who do not have any more license, US public notary, they need to be withdrawn. And the network itself, validators can propose like voting through the governance app, and other nodes can vote against that person and withdraw them from the validators. So the network itself will have like deflation inflation model. So the first year there will be like 3 and 5% inflation, and then it will be like shrinked in the future once as the token grows. And what we foresee is that in the future there will be a lot of the fork of the Ethereum, and dApps can choose which network will be based as infrastructure. Because for the business application, it's really like, doesn't matter what will be infrastructure. Whether you choose, an example, Azure, Microsoft, or you choose AWS or like Google Cloud. For them, it's more how to solve the business problem. So the application for this, it's more, let's say, business layer of the distributed applications. So that some infrastructure layer is solved, and this will be proof, or maybe the idea how to initiate, how to facilitate other people to do the same, like forks. But not going deep and to invest to hire, like, let's say, core, like blockchain developers who need to work on the fork. If your business is, let's say, like in the market, it's niche business for the gaming. And there will be, I saw that planned for November, and intended use of the revenue there will be more about for the R&D and also investment in the Polkadot for the interledger, because once there's a problem of the clones, when they will show that there will be different, let's say, planes, different roads in the aviation industry, then the next steps is to have interledger under this. And so far we have like several like notary validators that already running on the test network. And so far we have like near like in the future 12, but in the Oracle like public mainnet there will be near 25 so far, and the mining transaction speed will be like 5 seconds. And we put probably a lot of the parts that will be received through the token crowd sale to the parity. It support only parity version 1.7 and later. So, and Igor Barinov, he is like founder of all of this. I more actually will be one of the first person who will be using this network for the gaming. Thank you for your attention.